Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
Wednesday, all of our guests today brought to you by our title sponsor. So happy to have them aboard. Able Auctions, ableauctions.ca. BC Lions 2023 training camp opening today, at least the rookie portion of it opening today up in Kamloops, Thompson Rivers University. The main camp gets going on Sunday. Here to talk about that and more, Neil McEvoy, co-general manager of the BC Lions, also director of football operations. How are you, sir?
I'm great. Okay, well, good to see you guys.
I don't know how far you go back, Neil. I believe you're a little bit younger than Rick and I. What are your memories of the late great Joe Cap and what he meant to the BC Lions?
Oh wow, yeah. Obviously, a fan growing up in the province of British Columbia, and my dad being a fan. Talking about just the hit in '63, the first Grey Cup in '64. And then sort of when I became, I was in grade 10 in 1990, and he was the general manager. I met him then at a meet and greet, and he brought Doug Flutie in. But yeah, just if you look back, just all the things he did, and always what I appreciated and certainly appreciate today, always kept the Canadian Football League in the forefront for him. He had lots of accolades with the Vikings, and obviously won a Super Bowl and was at Hollywood and did a lot of things.
Yeah.
But still was proud of the BC Lions and proud that he, won a Grey Cup in '64 and obviously held grudges from what happened in '63. So.
As we showed yesterday on the show, proud of his heritage. You mentioned the acting, the NFL, CFL, Rose. My gosh, what a life! As the great Joe Cap leaves us at the age of 85. I don't know how many years it's been. I know it's been a significant amount of time, Neil. But why does Kamloops work so well for your organization as a training camp site?
Well, yeah, that's a good question. You know what? We started there about, I don't know the exact date, you're right, maybe 10, 12 years ago. Yeah. And it provides all the things that we are looking for, which is a great community. The field and everything there is first class. Through the David Braley Fund, we just had some upgrades to the stadium. We have some, laundry facilities added for Thompson Rivers University. So it really just adds, and it is determinate capital, so they have all the things that you need to run a top-notch training camp. And then the other thing that when we first started doing this was the weather. Historically in Vancouver, April, May, and June is rainy. Now, I know you can go back the last couple of years, maybe it hasn't been. And if you look out your window today, it's a very beautiful day. But historically, we've had training camp in Vancouver and it rained every day. And so we felt that going up into the interior where the weather is obviously a lot more drier, it would have been best for our athletes. So that's why we just keep on continuing to go there.
Neil, great year last year. Nathan Rourke had a big deal. He had a big part of it. He not only had people in Vancouver talking all over the country, he goes to the NFL. Now it's in the hands of Vernon Adams, the quarterback. But I know one thing, talking to you off the air, you have a lot of confidence in Vernon Adams.
Yeah, guys, and I'll say this again. And a year ago when we did this phone call before training camp, you guys were, Rick, not Donnie, you guys were criticizing me because you didn't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
Canadian kid, what's he going to do? Doesn't know what's going on. At this time of year, I can tell you we have maybe 3 quarterbacks. Okay, so Vernon Adams is if you would have told me a year ago that we would have had Vernon Adams, I would have been jumping up and down. He is a prototypical Canadian Football League quarterback. He can run the ball. He can throw the ball. The NFL doesn't like him because he's a little bit short. Well, get him some higher cleats and he'd be in the NFL too. So the reality is he's a great addition to our football team. We felt that we had to make the move last year, obviously, when Nathan got hurt, but, a little bit of forethinking there too, that maybe Nathan would have an opportunity in the National Football League. So we're excited that Vernon is our guy, and we are going to hit the road running here and start winning football games right off the bat.
Neil, what I like is, look, I don't like the fact that Brian Burnham's not there anymore. He's going to be missed just throughout the organization. But man, oh man, Lucky Whitehead, Keon Hatcher, and Dominic Rhymes. You got 3 of the top 10 receivers in the NFL. They all had over 1,000 yards receiving last year.
Yeah, the reality is, Brian Burnham is arguably one of the best receivers to play 3-down football, and obviously one of the best receivers to play with the BC Lions. But when Brian got hurt last year, we had the young guys step up. And so, I don't want to take anything away from what Brian did, but I think our guys they do have big shoes to fill, but I believe that they can do it. Brian believes they can do it. He's told us, off air that he likes the group that we have now. And so it was a good time for him just to move away from professional football, and now a good time for our young guys to step up and take on the big shoes.
Back to Nathan Rourke. I don't know if you keep in touch with him or his agent, but what do you expect from him in his first season in the NFL down in Jacksonville?
I hope the best. Honestly, we all know Nathan. Nathan can do a lot of things on the field, whether it's 4-down, 3-down, or whatever. Whether they give him a chance or not, that's yet to be determined. Unfortunately, we've seen this play before where top-notch CFL guys go down there and they just simply don't get a chance. Dave Dickinson, the list goes on. And I hope that they give him a chance. And if he does, then we're all going to be proud Canadians that we have a ex-CFLer, alumni of the BC Lions playing the NFL. Well, if they don't, well, then we'll have to open our arms up and welcome him back and hope and show us that he can do good things on this field too. But I hope for the best for him. He's a great guy. He's a great family guy. His parents still live in the Lower Mainland. He's still got a brother playing college football. I have nothing but hope that he can prove them all wrong and show us all that good players from Canada can also play quarterback.
Thanks for doing this, Neil. And you know what? Harkening back to what you said a little while ago, it's good to know that you're not a guy who holds a grudge. You brought up that statement that Dollywall came up with last year about Nathan Rourke, and it's good to know you don't hold a grudge.
Hey, come on! How do you remember that, Neil? For crying out loud!
No grudges. I'm a fan of you guys, and will continue to be. So, regardless of however Rick treats me.
Beautiful. Okay, Neil, let me throw one more in here very quickly. Your reaction to what's happening with the SFU football program.
Okay, let me be quick. I hope everything works out. I want football to continue. My fear is that I hope this isn't a trend in the wrong direction for all of athletes. Today's football, tomorrow's basketball. If they're just going to be an academic school, come out and say it. They want to be an academic school. If you want to be a school that plays, athletic sports, then football should be a part of it. That's my 2 cents.
Great feeder system for the Canadian Football League and for the BC Lions for years and years and years. We're going to have Farhan on the show later this week. We'll get an update on that situation. Neil,
awesome.
all the best up in Kamloops. All the best this season.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Neil McEvoy, co-general manager of the BC Lions.